All right. It says you can bury, it has to have at least 12 to 18 inches of soil over the top. I believe it'll be number down towards the bottom.
I don't think asbestos
Says
you
final
can.
grading shall include 2 inches of topsoil and seeding. The final 18 inches to the existing ground level shall be filled with clean dirt, which is free of rubble and vegetative matter. Site shall be left in a clean and aesthetic condition with backfill shape to the level of the surrounding terrain. It says backfilling. It says before starting backfilling operations, the contractor shall have inspected the empty basement with the inspector. No masonry materials larger than 8 inches in any dimension will be considered suitable. No combustible material of any kind shall be used or permitted in the backfilling. Fill should be hauled in and not gouged from the surrounding terrain.
It seems to me the township
So you can backfill up to 8 inches.
not
You
hazardous.
can backfill
Not
with
hazardous.
plain fill. You can't use debris when you backfill. It says the final 18 inches shall be filled with clean dirt, which is free of rubble and vegetative matter.
Well, I would like to know what Gilbert Malone did with his debris after his fire.
I'll tell you what happened there.
Well, wait, I think we need to finish this before we go
Yeah,
into
so do I.
something else.
I think
Same line.
I have a question,
I do too.
one question. My understanding is that this is a violation of UCC. Is it also a violation of our ordinance?
No.
No. Okay, being a violation of the UCC, the supervisors, I don't think, can levy the fine. I think that's a state issue. I think Michelle has the authority to launch that herself without going through the supervisor. That's
Not
state
correct,
law.
'cause we've adopted the UCC as a township ordinance. And therefore, you know, we can enforce the UCC
Understand?
as a township, you know, ordinance. It's a, you know, we have, let's say it's a difficult thing. There's a notice provisions. I don't, you know all, but you got to give notice first, and they have a right to appeal. We have never prosecuted anybody for violation of the UCC.
But I think the first right of appeal is in an appellate court. It's not here, right?
No. They have, now, they can, you give a notice, and then they appeal to the Board of Appeals, the York County Board of Appeals. The defendant can, after a notice is properly issued. In other words, they appeal to the York County Board of Appeals rather than to the zoning hearing board if they disagree with the so-called enforcement notice under the UCC.
All right.
But I think they have a certain amount of time to correct violations.
Under the UCC, before a fine is levied.
All right, we've heard everybody, and time's rushed to make a decision. What is you fellows' opinion?
Can't the township be held liable? I would see the township if they didn't do anything. Public health.
Well, what's the DEP saying about what has to be removed?
They're testing it and telling him what has to be removed. And you haven't got the results yet?
Come back next week.
And then,
You have to inspect it, right?
Well,
Before you
yeah.
cover it. Don't you
Yeah.
have to inspect the open hole? Make sure all the debris is gone?
We pulled everything out and tarped it, and a third party soil scientist came out to sample it, to send it away, and then he tells us where we have to haul it.
But as DEP, don't they come back and check to make sure everything's been removed before you cover it up?
Make sure what we pulled out is
Well, to make sure
removed,
that
and
stuff was pulled out of the hole. Doesn't DEP have to come back and do that?
that's done.
Oh, he's
They-
already come back?
Did they come and do the final on it?
Last week, Thursday, Friday.
you say? I've said my opinion. I feel so it's costing enough for him to clean it up that I'm sure it'll be, if he does another one, it'll be done right. That's my opinion. What's your fellas?
We got sick people.
Well, you got the problem of somebody's law getting this thing wrong out of this.
Coming back and suing the township
Yeah.
for not doing anything repeatedly.
They
Every
can't sue
time.
the township because the township has immunity from regulatory liability. So they can't sue the township. Successfully. Of course, they can always file suit, but they can't be successful in suing the
Who are
township.
they gonna sue then?
Gemmill. Somebody can sue Gemmill, but you can't sue the township for negligent regulation.
Well, if we can't be sued, I don't see that there's a big problem.
I'm gonna make a motion. Well, I'll make a motion that we let it be a lesson learned, and there be no,
Better not be.
Everybody who read it,
That in God's hands.
Every time. Yeah, there's God's answer.
I make that as a motion.
I think we can't set a
That
precedent.
goes real well. A lesson learned. Put that in the books.
Every time.
It's disgusting.
Every time. They defy and get
People are
away.
so wimpy.
Do I hear a second to the motion?
You better not.
Keep getting reelected. Disgusting.
Well, hearing no
Continues to get
second,
away
the
with it.
motion dies.
No, they didn't second it. Thank you for doing the right thing.
Now, what, is your feelings?
Wish Michelle were here. I'd like to hear what conversation she had.
Can you postpone the decision?
That's what I was just saying.
Yeah.
Could you explain to me what I did wrong?
Oh, Eric, I mean,
See, this is why
Besides
punishment
the
is
whole
needed.
fire company thing, in which the one from
I think
Delta,
that's the biggest thing is fire
the
company.
assistant chief said, "Go ahead and do it. You have the equipment here: a dozer, a wheel loader, skid loader. I mean, what else do you need? It's an open lot." But then Delta's too lazy to come up because my friend called a guy that's in the fire company and said, "Hey, are you bringing a truck up?" Well, if we feel like it, we'll be up. So, like, how are you supposed to plan anything when people feel like doing something and don't feel like doing something?
You signed an agreement.
Well, the long and the short of it is,
Yeah, give 'em more
if the
notice.
fire company didn't show up when you called, you never should have lit the match,
That's right.
the way I see it.
So then you want kids running in and out of the place all nights of the hour? Whose responsibility is that?
Board it up.
Mine.
They had been running in there all along. What your daddy says that they have been. I never heard that they was, but that's what he said. That they had been running in there. But I don't think that you had the right to light the match that says on the floor without the fire company being there.
All right. What are we going to do?
I I think postpone it until Michelle gets back and see what
Find
she.
out what the discussions were between them. Maybe get a hold of Jeff Griffith and see what that was all about too.
Yeah.
You wanna make that in the form of a motion?
Excuse me, David. I have one thing before you go any further. This wasn't the first visit that was done in the township like this. Gilbert, was there a fire company at your place when you finished burning your stuff at your parents' house over there?
I'm going to tell you what happened. I heard
Well,
Steve.
we're off the- We need this motion first.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
What does
you know,
one
I don't
have
care
to
if
do
we
with
talk
the
about
other?
this later, but we need this motion first to handle this for the next time. I mean, we can go on all night with that.
That's a different issue,
Yeah.
what you're talking about.
We can handle that in
Hang on, who gets
in
one
5
and
minutes
who doesn't?
after we do this.
You know,
Did Gil sign an
All right.
agreement? No.
I mean, the same issue happened back here a few months ago, the way things was handled, as far as I'm concerned. And nothing was done about that. And the same issue with asbestos, the bearing, and the biggest thing was, the fellow that done it even made a statement, what didn't burn, we buried. Everything burned over there
Including
at Eric's.
asbestos.
All right,
I don't think that them asbestos shingles will burn.
Asbestos shingles don't burn.
They're
They
not
become
supposed
friable
to.
and they go into the air. 30 years later, you have mesothelioma.
Then it wasn't asbestos shingles on the house, ma'am.
They won't burn up. And
Everything.
they have pictures
All right,
of the
all right.
asbestos shingles.
we're making a decision here.
Well, I'll make the motion we postpone until next month, so we have Michelle here to find out what's going on from the get-go.
I'll second that.
Motion made to postpone till next month, till Michelle can be here to tell what is going on with the issue. Motion made and second. All those in favor, give their consent saying aye.
Aye.
No. All right. Site distance, page